So last question, Matt Klein. This is our why. Why do you want to cycle across Canada?
Because my girlfriend told me to.
Shut up. Yeah, it's the only reason I'm dating you is because you said you wanted to cycle across Canada too.
Pretty much. And why did I say that?
Because you said you've been thinking about it and you've wanted to.
Vagina.
Oh, shut up. I even talked to your ex-girlfriend about this, okay? And she said that you wanted to cycle across Canada and she thought that that was stupid, so you guys never lasted. So she was happy. She was happy to know that we'd found each other and that we can do this together.
Oh, thanks, Alyssa. You're the best. Yeah, I like the best thing, or the most important thing, or the best feeling I get from cycle touring in general is not doing like a circle or a loop or an out and back sort of thing. So starting from home, riding to here, and then coming back home, right? Whereas cycle touring is from place to place, and you get further and further, or you could do a bigger circle over a certain amount of days. But I kind of like, once you get tired, you can just stop and just like set up camp or whatever you want to do. You can just finish for the day. Whereas when you go out for loops, you can head out and say you're like, you're about to turn around and start coming back. Now you're tired already and you don't feel like riding all the way home, or you feel like crap because your blood sugar is getting low, or you got to stop and eat and yada yada yada. So I always like that ability to just like, oh, I'm done for the day, I can just kick back rather than having to ride all the way home. So that was pretty cool. Other than that, just getting away for like an adventure like that, something that I'll definitely remember for the rest of my life. Chopping wood, cooking out in the bush, being like quiet and peaceful, not hearing things like music, and we'll definitely hear cars and stuff like that, and city traffic and whatnot, but being able to kick back next to like a river like this, set up a tent and maybe a little fire pit next to a lake or a river or a creek, or just kind of get out in the middle of nowhere, find some animals, hopefully see a few moose and bears and stuff like that, and just do something. Like every person that I tell, they just think, are you serious, or are you crazy, or I can't believe it, and stuff like that. So I guess it's against what most people think is normal. I kind of disagree, but everyone has their own thing. Some people like cycling, some people walk across the country, which I think is insane. You think riding is insane? I think walking across the country is insane.
And there's a lady doing it. Yeah.
People walk around the entire world. We saw a guy in Arizona, remember? He was dressed up in a spacesuit, pushing a shopping cart, and I think he was walking around the world because he had like a sign. You remember that?
Yep.
So that was pretty funny. So people do crazy things, and this is just the crazy thing that we're gonna do. Kind of knock it off the bucket list, so to speak, and then we'll work on like skydiving or something after that.
Yes.
But that's only the start of it. I definitely would love to do things like Europe, or obviously the United States, especially now with the touring bikes and the way technology is going. It's so much easier to go on like trail rides, so we can go road to trail across Canada. Trans-Canada Trail. The United States has its own cross-country trail
and the
system.
The Great Divide.
So that's Banff, Canada, down to Mexico through the mountains. Like, the adventures are kind of endless, and it's very affordable. Especially, say you get rid of your rental or your house that you own. While you're gone, you're not paying that monthly fee of $1,000 or whatever it is towards living. You're out in the bush, so you're either living for free every day. You might stay at the odd campsite for $15 to $30 for a night when you need to or want to. But there's also things like hot showers. You just meet people along the way. You can stay at their houses. I know there's tons of people across Canada that are hopefully willing to take us in a few nights out of the year, and we have friends across Canada. So it's a great way to visit people, go to places you've never been that you might not be able to afford to go if you had to fly. And
Couchsurfing.ca.
Couchsurfing, hot showers. So instead of flying places and visiting them and taking cabs and yada yada yada, just hop on your bicycle and just make it happen. Go where you want to go, even if you have to take the bike on the plane and then head out.
Well, once you buy all the gear, then it's cheap. But
Yeah.
to buy the gear, everything you need, it is expensive.
Initially, it's expensive, I guess, depending on how like first class you want to go. But once you own it, like you said, you can live anywhere. We could live literally right here. I mean, we'd eventually get kicked out, but then we could just cross the river and go stay over there. There's a tent. Where are we? There's a tent right over in that bush that's been there all winter long. He's got propane tanks, full setup, shopping carts, everything. Not that I need a shopping cart, but we could easily find a place to live anywhere. And you might get kicked out eventually, but it's saving you mad money on monthly bills and stuff like that. So just super adventure. We'll see how this big Canada trip goes, and we'll see where we go from there. But we're looking into things like tiny homes and trailers, or just off the grid kind of living, solar panels, all that stuff. We're really into that. So we'll keep working our way to that, and then hopefully we're even thinking about doing some communal living. So I'd probably purchase a property outside the city, or close as we can to the city that's affordable, and then build things like yurts or tiny houses and gardens, and have people that we meet along the way and from all over the world or whatever come and enjoy the experience of living off the grid. So it'd be almost like a lesson for people to learn, as well as, just get first-hand experience. It may be something that you want to try out, but you don't want to sell your house and just dive into it, but you want to try it out for 3, 4, 5, 6 months or a year. You can come live on our kind of, we'll call it a hippie sanctuary, and we'll get out there and enjoy the outdoors together, and learn things about solar panels and water and filtering and rainwater and gardening and all sorts of things. So off the grid living, simple life. And we'll keep it real, and we'll be documenting it all the way to share with the world here on YouTube and whatever other social media platforms. But we'll see you guys on the trail. And why does Marianne want to ride her bike across Canada, and what inspired you to do such a crazy thing?
I don't think it's crazy at all, so I don't know what you're talking about. But it's probably, again, like a bucket list thing for me, but I don't know, I just got the idea in my head, and once I set challenges for myself almost every year that I want to accomplish, and for the last 3 years I've been wanting to ride across Canada. I've been wanting to set that as my challenge, my personal physical challenge, and I realized it's really hard to do, to plan a trip like that, because my parents made me get a mortgage, and I have this condo I have to pay for, and I didn't even want to buy it because I still wasn't done traveling. So you have to make sure you can cover all your expenses. So I thought, well, I have to save all this money for my mortgage before I can go on a 3-month trip. And that was really stressful. So I got a roommate to help save for that, and then she moved out. And
then what did we do?
And then we found a property manager who is renting out my condo for me, so I don't have to worry about it. So I don't even live there anymore. So that's taken care of. But yeah, just the cost of, if you own a place and you want to ride across Canada, leave for 3 months, you have to pay for so much shit. So that was a big barrier for the last couple of years. But it's year 3 now, and I'm doing it. This is my personal challenge. I just want to do it for me. I want to have some time just away from, regular life and society, just to kind of be with my thoughts and get to explore all of Canada. I've driven from Newfoundland, St. John's, Newfoundland, all the way to Tofino, BC by car for jobs, because I had a job in the Maritimes, and then I got transferred to BC on the island. And when I drove, I was like, you know what, this would be way better on a bike, because it's so boring in a car. And you just sit, and my hip flexors were so tight. I had such back problems and hip problems after that trip, so it'd just be nice to finally be able to ride it. But we're going to ride from Tofino to St. John's, Newfoundland. So we're going to go the other way, which I think the Maritimes are the most beautiful, provinces in all of Canada. So I would love to finish there and spend some more time. And yeah, I just really want to be able to just tour and live in the moment and not have to worry about money or things and not have to work and spend some time with my sweetheart. And it's going to be so much fun. I can't wait.
Is that all?
Yeah.
45 seconds to take back anything you just said.
I just want to do it for me. It's my personal challenge for myself. It's going to be a really big mental struggle, I know, but
I think getting this one out of the way first will make the rest of the world a lot easier.
yeah, when we cycle the rest of the world, it'll be easier. Canada is I need to see Canada, all of it first before I go travel the rest of the world again.
And it's huge.
Because it's our country, right? It's where we're from. We should explore it and really take advantage of what we have. So
Yeah, and then it's huge. So
Yeah,
the only
it is
other
really
country
big.
bigger is like Russia. So any
I don't
other
like
country
Russia,
that we go to
so.
will be super small. So
Yeah.
let's go get it.